evening. Welcome back to the AndWhat Podcast. Today we have our producers on here. We have Arsema, we have Mike, we have Andrew, we have Jorge, we have Deja, we have Kindle, and we have London. I am your host, Roosevelt, also producer as well. Today our topic is rejection. I believe everyone has experienced rejection in some form or fashion. Your most popular ones, what family, social, academic, professional, sales, business, and we're going to talk about it. So, Kendall, what form of rejection have you experienced? How did you handle it? How would you handle it today?
So, my form of rejection was professionalism, and I was rejected from nursing school the very first time I applied. And it crushed me, honestly. But I tried again, got in, and then realized nursing wasn't actually meant for me. That rejection pushed me onto a different path, one that led me into discovering like my real passion. And now I'm working towards opening my own Chick-fil-A. So, looking back, that no wasn't the end. It was the beginning of my purpose.
Wow, that was a total boss up move right there. That's awesome. Congratulations. I think all of us feel the same way. Um, London, you got something to add to that?
Yeah, I definitely love to bounce off of that. Professional rejection is definitely tough. I remember applying for an internship that I didn't end up getting, even after training from the school, doing virtual um, trainings that they offered, and going to events through my classes. It was really difficult. But I think the biggest thing was looking forward, of course, and understanding that connections are super big, and you just never know what's going to end up in your path later. And so now instead of doing a traditional internship, I'll be going abroad in Ireland and doing an internship over there. So it's really cool. Like I'm getting that internship experience and just classic life experience. As far as me as a person, that's what I like to do. And so it's kind of best of both worlds. But if I had gotten that internship that I applied for in the summer, I wouldn't be going have this internship that was kind of laid out in front of me. So it is awesome how things just do end up working out.
That is pretty cool. Look, congratulations. Bring us all back leprechauns. Arsema?
Yeah, no, definitely one thing I was thinking about when you guys were talking is the fact that rejection is not rejection, it's just redirection, right? Because both of you guys' stories, like you guys were redirected to something else that was even bigger and better for you guys. So congratulations. One thing that has affected me personally the most is obviously I've dealt with like all kinds of rejection, but the one that I want to talk about was the social rejection. I think that made me the person I am today in a way. Like it had some type of effect in it. It was really just like with family members, family slash friends, right? Like socially, like if they were to hang out together, someone that I considered a close friend, someone that I considered a cousin, even though they weren't a blood cousin. That's how close we were. And it's just the feeling of not being included into group activities that they were doing, or if they were going out of town, if they were going out to eat, just simple things, even like going for a walk. And it was just like I was never included in that. And it used to not be like that. And then it just started being like that. And it was a very hard time in my life. It might not seem like very crazy, but it affected me in a way because I always just thought there was something wrong with me. Like, why do they not want to hang out with me? This was my younger self. I really cared about what people had to say. Like, I was such a people pleaser, so that affected me in a very big way. And I dealt with it in a way I wouldn't have dealt with today. Like, I decided to isolate myself from them, but that was even worse. That was more lonely because I was doing it out of spite. Like, oh, I can be happy by myself, but I wasn't. I was just trying to put up like a show. But so today, like, I feel like that definitely would have went with me having a conversation with them. Like, it's fine. Like, you want to do your own thing with other people is completely fine. And I would have just communicated how I felt instead of just bottling it up to myself. I feel like that definitely could have resolved all of that, everything that happened. But that was definitely one situation that I remember. And um, I think if, like I said, if it happened today, we probably would have still been close friends if I had just had a conversation with them and not taken it the wrong way. I think it would definitely been different. But that's mine.
Wow, thanks for sharing that. That had to be a difficult time. Um, and now since we've grown and learned from it, I mean, since I've got to know you and know all of you guys, I'd include you guys in any and everything. So once again, thanks for sharing. And look, we're still here. What you think about it, Mike?
Well, thank God for rejection, because if we did have rejection, we would have grown stronger. And thanks for having me actually out here, Roosevelt, on this podcast. It was really nice meeting all y'all. So for me, really, rejection is really almost becoming a daily perspective, a daily situation of my life. Especially I'm in the auto dealer business that I started since I was 16, and I used to, invest money, cars, hard working hands, especially finding the car, investing money in it, putting it to, body work, inspection, state, revenue office, title paperwork situations. So when I used to buy all these cars, obviously you buy to sell, you don't buy to keep. So when I used to first list them, obviously, big dealers or small dealers, they list all on, Facebook Marketplace. So we used to find the customer, we used to talk, communicate, have a full description of the vehicle, make sure everybody knows what they're getting themselves into. And unfortunately, when they pull up, they kind of, they used to break my heart, technically. I don't want to say my heart, but they used to it used to hurt being rejected off a beautiful, good priced vehicle that you have posted. They say no. And they used to okay, what's the reason for the no? And they don't give you a reason. I used to take it personal and kind of get discouraged. And I thought something was wrong with me or the car, or I was not doing something right. And to the fact I was 16, technically there was nobody selling cars as a auto dealer in Memphis during that time. So I used to take all these no's, especially with the cars I used to deal with back then. It kind of used to hurt me and try to push better to do better and see what I can do to find a yes. So it turns out I am completely different. Someone says no to you, you find a way to say yes. So I used to find, push a better picture of the vehicle and myself, make sure I'm not pushy on selling the vehicle, make sure the vehicle sell itself, and made sure to find a customer that's interested in a vehicle to get them to say a yes instead of a no. Because in the business and sales, you need to find a customer that's going to say yes and is looking for a vehicle, not somebody who's not interested. So that's a type of thing that, you get rejected on, you get accepted on. Mostly is do honest work, be an honest man, do not try to cut corners, don't throw people into financing forcefully to destroy their lives to benefit yourself in the bank. Always, do what's best for the customer, not best for you, because you can sell anybody a car, but it's only that one customer that's only going to buy one car from you. So I thank God for having the honesty, at least to, do honest work with a lot of people that I sold. They gave me a high reputation right now on Facebook and build me to sell high-end cars when I start with the low ends. So if it wasn't for the no, I would never built where I am now to get married through this business and through the rejections. So thank God for everything, and I appreciate y'all, having me out here, brother.
Hey, Mike, that is awesome right there. I think the majority of our forum would agree that you are probably the most liked and hated person. All of us probably
have the business, brother. It's a part of the game.
All of us probably have been through it where we got sold something, but you did great, man. Look, find a need, solve it. Good job, Mike.
Appreciate it, brother. Thanks, Sarah.
No problem, and thanks for coming. Andrew, what you got to say?
Roosevelt, thank you for having me. I really did appreciate Mike's perspective, and I will say that I hope he's my car salesman when I do walk through that dealership door, because it sounds like you're doing a good job, man. I appreciate the honesty, because as you probably know, it's not all honesty out there. But I appreciate your perspective, and also my story is a little bit about professionalism as well in the job field. So I'm just going to bounce off of you and talk a little bit about that. So a couple years ago, I applied for a job I was really interested in the aviation field, and that was kind of always my passion. I was looking to do plane sales, stuff like that, kind of hopefully eventually flying it, but really found this spot that I really wanted to be at, and did 6 rounds of interviews, did the whole 9 yards, went through everything with them, and just fell short. And quite frankly, they didn't even end up filling that position. So I was left kind of wondering if I was so bad that they decided to just nullify the position entirely. But of course, since that time, I've matured a little bit. I've kind of understood, hindsight is always 20/20, but in the moment, you may not always see it that way. So I kept pushing. I looked elsewhere. I found another gig that actually ended up turning out being better than the original one I applied for. So the saying that it all works out in the end kind of turned out to be true on this one. And I'm glad I kept my head down and stayed focused and didn't let my sadness eat away at me, because that would have been the end of that career. So with that being said, yeah, you just kind of got to take the professional hits on the chin and keep it going, and you'll find somewhere you'll land. I'll kick it back to you, Roosevelt.
Man, look, congratulations. I swear I love hearing success stories. And Andrew, I believe they missed out on a good one. So let them have the nothing that they got, and you continue with the greatness that you're going to be. And a buzzword just for the teacher. I forgot what chapter it said. The grass is greener on the other side sometimes. So congratulations.
That's right. Thank you, man.
Jorge, let's talk about rejection.
First, thanks for having me on. I think Andrew had a nice example of rejection. For me, I think the most damaging form of rejection, I think, has always been romantic rejection. I say that because the one time it really happened to me, it didn't just hurt my feelings, it hit my confidence, my self-worth, and honestly, even the way I looked at my relationships for a while. When someone you care about decides they don't feel the same anymore, it feels like something gets pulled out from under you. When I went through it, I don't think I handled it well at all, especially since it was like the first time it was happening to me. I think I tried to pretend I was fine, but inside I was overthinking everything. I kept replaying moments, conversations, wondering what I could have done differently, and blaming myself for things that weren't even in my control. I pulled back from people and kept a lot of myself because I didn't want anyone to know how much it actually affected me. I think the truth is, it took long for me to accept that sometimes people just grow apart and it doesn't automatically mean I wasn't enough. There were definitely some long-term effects after that rejection. I feel like I became way more guarded. I didn't let people get close to me easily because I didn't want to risk feeling that same pain again. I questioned people's intentions more and had a hard time fully trusting anyone, to be honest. But looking back, I can see that situation pushed me to grow. Made me think what I value, what I deserve, and how I need to communicate in a healthy way.
Man, Jorge, that right there was deep. And thank you for sharing. You went through something that some people don't bounce back from. And the fact that you're able to talk about it and share it with the group, one, we appreciate it. Two, we notice your strength and what you deserve the best. Better
I
believe
appreciate that.
it. Man, no, we appreciate you. You and Arsema both talked about some really deep things, and we hear you. And thank you for that.
Of course.
Deja, want to talk about rejection? Say the best for last.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Y'all say the best for last.
Best for last.
So as far as rejection, I just wanted to talk about my personal experience working in retail because I am not a very like extroverted person at all. I'm very antisocial. So it's very hard for me to take rejection. I always take it very personal, like to the heart. Um, and working in retail was a very different experience for me because I had to like sell people credit, try to get people to get credit cards, and I didn't know how to do that. So yeah, I mean, rejection, it taught me that honestly that I am stronger than what I initially thought before I put myself out there. So I feel like um, people, you don't always have to take rejection, to be honest. Like, if you feel strong about something, I feel like you should keep trying and, not just don't take it to the heart. Um, just continue to grow and yeah.
No, I get it. A few of us have been in retail on the call, so I totally understand. I've never had to try to sell credit. So kudos to you. Um, must have been a great learning experience to say the least. Um, my 2 cents on rejection, a lot of it comes from sales as well. And I used to coach it. I used to coach people to the fact where look for the amount of no's that you can get in one day in sales. Like I truly believe everyone should take a sales job at some point in their life. Everything that we do actually is a sale. Like introducing yourself to somebody is a sale. That relationship is a sale. This email I'm going to send to the professor, it's a sale. You want the results that you're shooting for, and you're not always going to get them. You're going to get that rejection. I have social. Look, I wrote a love note to a girl in 7th grade. I'm from the check yes or no. She has not returned that yet. I have not wrote another love letter ever. I've never asked no one else to do it. I need closure still. So everybody has something that they go through. Don't know if you guys know, we heard more no's as children and babies than we have as adults. You probably hadn't even thought about it. Listen to how many times you had no. Don't touch that. Don't touch this. And your mind reset and you went and played with your Barbie dolls or ate mud, whichever favorite childhood pastime was the thing that you did. We did. It just rubbed off of us, water off a duck. So everyone, I appreciate the stories that you shared. I mean, from the social, the ostracizing, Arsema. Oh gosh, the relationship, Jorge. Andrew and Mike, man, those jobs. Mike said he was gonna sell planes. I mean, Andrew said he's gonna sell planes. I was like, gosh, bro. You and Mike need to hook up and come up with something like an auto and aviation type of dealership thing, maybe.
Mike, we got to be the first. We'll make a patent for something.
Let's be honest. I got to add something on here. If I did not get married early, it was a personal decision. But if I did not get married early and I had a little bit more time and less expense because I was living with my father, obviously, you barely pay anything when you're living with your parents. I would have went the aviation route just because of the quality of the lifestyle they give you and the pay, and you only work 2 weeks out of the month. I think
that's true.
And you guys just set your dealership up in Ireland and have London up there introducing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody involved.
But
we got a man here and can bandage everybody up.
Yep. We'll be right back on this podcast, Roosevelt. We'll be right back here talking about it, probably.
Right back here talking about it.
Never know.
That's right.
I think one thing I was looking at when we decided to do this topic is I was doing a little bit of research, and you guys, I found a few people that we know, like that are famous, that had a lot of rejection that we probably don't know about. So like, for example, I read that Michael Jordan did not make his basketball team in high school. And he couldn't make it. So now we know who Michael Jordan is, right? And the same thing with Oprah. I hope everybody knows Oprah. She was told that she was not fit for TV, and now look at where she's at, right? And also the author of Harry Potter, I believe it was 10 times that he was declined. Like they said that his stories weren't really that great and no one really was willing to give him a chance, and he tried again and again and again after he was rejected. And you know about Harry Potter. So I think the thing about rejection is, yes, it can redirect you into a different thing. It also teaches you not to give up and that same thing that you want. If you really want that thing, you have to get back up and you have to try again, and you have to apply pressure if that's something you actually want. And if it's not, then like I said, it's a redirection. You go to something else that you might end up loving even more than you thought you do. So just wanted to share that.
No, that's awesome. You missed out what they said. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times.
Yeah.
And now light.
Yep.
So I have something that I just remembered when she said something about big famous people. Let's get into the billions of dollars. Hopefully, we get stabilize in life and get relaxed with that type of money. When we come to billions or millions of dollars, it reminds me of Lamborghini when he made an offer to Ferrari due to their extremely bad clutches. They used to make beautiful vehicles, but Lamborghini owned 7 of them. He said the only problem is with them, they got bad clutches. So Lamborghini used to actually be a tractor. They used to be a tractor farming company. They were never into cars. But when he took that no as when he told them, we'll make the best cars in the world, Lamborghini, aka Ferrari. And he said, Ferrari told Lamborghini, get back to your tractor, farmer. And that word made him go and get the best sports cars, affordable sports car with the best engine and transmission during that time. And that was, amazing of how and he slipped him a note during that meeting, and it was not an appropriate note, but it was, like a smack on the head.
Wow, that's interesting. That's you guys put some great facts out there. I did not know that. I didn't
know that. Me either.
Well, they're amazing cars, I'll tell you that.
That is nice. In ending, anybody else have anything to add?
I think another form, that I was thinking about was like comparison, especially on social media. That can also be like a form of rejection that we tell ourselves, like, even though it's really not, we just compare ourselves to the next person and think since we're not in that position, like we're just falling behind, we're not doing great in life. So I think social media also plays a big part in that.
Yeah.
Oh no, that can go. You guys know we can talk about this all day. So, the random question: social media. So, let's say you have somebody that always likes your post. Always pays attention. Is the rejection not putting a like on it? Is the rejection putting let's say a thumbs down? Which one would you consider a rejection? A thumbs down, or not even a notice being just left on red?
That makes you wonder: are the benefits of social media worth the drawbacks? Because I know some people have seriously experienced some troubles within themselves because of comparing themselves to other people. You often reject yourself based on you don't even have to be rejected by anybody else. You may just reject yourself based on what you see on social media. So I don't know. It's definitely, the drawbacks of it are definitely interesting to compare. Thank you all. I'll be here all day.
Things I gotta say about rejection, honestly. There's the disrespect and disrespectful rejection and the respectful rejection. The disrespectful rejection is when somebody puts an effort as a human being to do relationship, business, job application, talking wise, and just being disrespectful and just leaving them on red like they ain't nothing. Or you can be the respectful, no, we're in good positions, we have all the positions filled up, thanks for your offer, hopefully next time. That's a professional way. No, I'm not really interested in this vehicle. I'm really more looking for something like that's bigger quality for my family. Unfortunately, you don't have that at the moment. One day, if it's meant for me, I will buy it. If it's not meant for you, it's not meant for me. Somebody else got a plan, better plan for this vehicle. That's a more respectful no. So that's the problem we have in life is a lot of people are not raised to reply with respect, a lot of time with ignorance or with just cold-hearted. And I think it's everybody's personal problem because if you're emotional today, don't come to me and make my day worse just because you cannot control your feelings. And that's what I can say. That's my biggest problems with rejections. I don't have no problems with rejection. You don't buy a car, fine, don't buy it. I mean, the million people is gonna buy a car. But the problem is, don't be disrespectful, letting me chase you to know an answer. Let me know you don't want this. Move on to the next customer that's texting me right now.
Well, Mike, yours is coming because you actually feed your family off of that. So
yeah.
So is it the person themselves or is it the way that you're taking it? You might take that no as, you know what?
No, I am fine with the no. The no is okay with me because here's the problem. When somebody texts me like a whole list of people, 30 people are interested in this vehicle, right? But I cannot be ignorant and go for the highest bidder when I made a deal with somebody. You come to into my office. You should make my hand. We make a deal. You want this car, and you leave and you never come back. And I'm texting you on Facebook. Hey, do you want the car? If you don't want it, let me know. And you see and you ignore me. It's kind of disrespectful because let me go to the next person in line just so they can get a chance. No it's business. You have to take no for an answer. If you don't, you're gonna have problems with everybody in the world, honestly. And so no is the best. Honestly, in my field, I probably find myself the least one to take anything as no as personal. I love taking over an answer because no, I know what I need to do. But when you don't tell me no, it's kind of okay. Does he want it? Does he not want it? So that's what puts me off.
I got it. So and a lot of people. Do you think no is like leading you away? Do you think you have to get failure or you either get success? Do you think they're not like and this is to anybody, do you think it's not interconnected? Do you think failure and success is not connected? Or do you think you go through failure to get to success?
Very, very few, very small percentage of people will achieve success without failure. I mean, that's kind of how I think you gotta hit the lottery to make it to the top without going uphill for a long time first. So I think they're connected in a way, in the sense that you will experience failure long before you experience success.
And I'm speaking failure in the term of rejection. So that means
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to,
Sorry, yeah.
because I don't know if anybody, I would like to know the person that has hit lottery the first time they played it. So every little scratch off has been rejection. Every little,
That's right. I like that.
you know. Ladies, anything to add, Jorge? This has been
I
great.
wanted to add one more thing. So just to pretty much sum what everyone has said, rejection doesn't define you, it's your response to it. So if if you decide to just sit around and mope after you've been rejected, you're not going to go anywhere after that. So you have to just continue working and just don't give up.
I like that. I like that. London, anything to add in final, in closings?
Not really. I really like y'all's points. It's just rejection is kind of a necessity that you need to strengthen those relationships, to strengthen your growth. And without it, you don't really have any stamina, and you need stamina to make it in the real world. But I also really love what Mike said. It's all about your delivery. It's all about how you approach others, and respect and kindness will get you far enough anyways.
Nice. That was great. I like what you said. I think it is a necessity. Wow. Arsema.
Just just to sum up what everybody said, like I think we all understand how painful and intense rejection is, right? And everybody made great points. I think I like how we understand rejection, and I think everybody understands this too. I think it just takes other people to talk about it, because like what we were talking about, like I never really sat here and thought about it that way. You know what I mean? Like rejection, I know we felt bad and we felt sad about it, but it's really deeper than just rejection. Like you get a lot from the rejection. So I think that's definitely something that I'm thinking about even as we speak. So that's really crazy how much deeper it can get.
Wow. Great. It can go deep. Glad that we have a great group, a great panel that we can actually, this is the safe space. Like, I think everybody came in here today and was able to open up and just be like, and then that's why we realized, like, it's rejection. And what,
Just
you
let
know?
it.
Jorge, what you think, man? You got anything to tell us in closing?
I think that to sum it up, I think like everyone has been saying, I think rejection is good because it pushes us to grow in ways that we didn't know we could grow if it wasn't to happen. Like if everything was to go perfect and the way you want it, you wouldn't have nothing to learn from, and we wouldn't be able to grow from it. So I don't think that rejection is necessarily bad in everything. I think that it can show us like what isn't meant for us, what's meant for us, and just improve yourself from it.
Nice. I agree. What is for us and what is not for us. Kendall, close us out. Kendall, what you think? You got something for us in closing?
Yeah, so I think there is a pause between rejection and growth. And I think that's where the transformation that we have, like in my case, I just asked myself, is rejection protecting me from something that I knew I wasn't meant for? And it was. And it redirected me towards working at Chick-fil-A. And sometimes I do look at myself like, oh, I'm too old to be working in fast food, but I take it as a different kind of outlook. It's not just fast food. We're there for the customer experience. So I guess rejection often removes what isn't meant for you, and it has room for something else to land. So that's all I
Nice.
got.
Nice. If that's the case, I need more rejection. Move everything that's not meant for me. Move everything that's not meant for me. Guys, that was the episode, man. And what podcast, man? I think you guys are ballers. Man, this has been so awesome. I am so excited for next week episode. Don't know what we're talking about yet, but we will see. Um, Today's episode was sponsored based on rejection. Go for no. Go for no. If you guys haven't picked it up, pick it up. Our sponsors really look at it. They're excited about this episode. They're going to give us lots and lots of money for this. Richard Fenton and Andrea Walsh, they are actually very responsive on social media if you guys tag them. Very short book and gems and jewels in there. But you guys have provided the best gems and jewels for tonight. Remember, world out there, universe, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week.
See y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, boys. Take
I
care.
like-